What's up, YouTube? Robert the Monster Among Marks Drap here, joined once again by my good friend and tag team partner, Sierra the Heavy Metal Hippie. How we doing tonight?
Yes, I know I still exist. I know I've been gone for a while. I've been away from the mosh pit. Kind of had to fight a couple snow flurries on my way home. Yeah, we have white stuff in DC. I'm not happy about that.
Yeah, yours truly doesn't deal with that stuff down here in the Lone Star State. But speaking of things we got to deal with, let's go on ahead and get into this episode of 205 Live, where we get to see the start of the show is Drake Maverick on there doing his normal overview of the show, saying that we will hear from both participants in the only title match on Survivor Series card, that being the Cruiserweight Championship match between Buddy Murphy and Mustafa Ali.
Hold up. Wait a minute. First of all, but if it's Curtain Jerker, I'll be really upset.
I have some news about the construction of the card for that for Survivor Series. The pre-show match will be
they gave away
the 10-on-10 tag team Raw v SmackDown match.
SmackDown's tag team Survivor Series match and Raw.
Yeah, I don't really care about that match. There's nothing to make me care about it.
Yeah. I didn't care about a lot of... I don't care about a lot of Survivor Series. I am looking more forward to War Games than anything else.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing I'm looking forward to at Survivor Series would be the Cruiserweight Championship title defense.
I mean, I had some thoughts about
just so you know, the build being injured, that build has been completely scrapped until further notice. And what's really sad is that Nia actually causing Becky put the final state picture of Becky standing tall at the end of Raw with the bloody face.
Oh yeah, there is some rumor that our dear friend Nia Jax has gotten a lot of backstage heat, and how she's responding to it, I don't know, because I didn't watch that video, because personally I think she kind of deserves it.
I did.
That's my opinion.
Okay. Yes, wrestling is choreographed. Yes, wrestling is quote unquote fake. The moves that they do are real. The punches they hit on people are real. Nia Jax, honestly, I feel like that's just a wrong place, wrong time scenario, because she's gotten heat with Zelina Vega dealing with Zelina Vega backstage at Evolution because she threw Vega onto Tamina, who Tamina was not able to catch properly.
Yeah.
And that's why Vega got injured, and then hitting Becky just right caused the concussion and the broken face. It's just the way that I think Nia's Nia is a factor in the injury, but it's not all Nia's fault.
And to make reference to
the Civil Force.
To make reference to the episode that I put on this morning, you can go into our YouTube playlist and check that one out. I did a good little rant on Nia Jax, stating my personal opinion and the obvious facts. Personal opinion being she has a very long and storied history of not being the world's most capable woman in between the ropes, and that she, through her actions or inactions or what have you, has been party to many wrestlers' injury and or botches. But on the flip side of that coin, like you said, it's it's not entirely her fault. I mean, it's just Becky came in there, and I gotta admit, Becky came in there really hot when she did it. She landed a couple really good clubbing forearms to Nia's back, and maybe she didn't do it right. Maybe she was pissing Nia off with the way that she was putting on her move, and then it was just one of those get the fuck away from me kind of swings. You know, like she wasn't even thinking about it. She was just seeing red, turn around and slugged her. Now, that being said, you'd think that she'd have a little more self-control, but we are not getting into that. We're getting away from the topic of the fact that we're seeing...
let's move into 205 and NXT, because you're starting to dig a hole that I'm not going to rescue you from.
I don't care. I will stand on this hill by myself if I have to. We get the overview that says we will hear from both Buddy Murphy and then Mustafa Ali later on the evening. First up, we have Akira Tozawa and the Brian Kendrick versus Drew Gulak and Gentleman Jack Gallagher. They show a little bit of when 2 weeks ago Tozawa come up and saved Kendrick from Drew Gulak's interference. And then we also get informed that the main event of the evening will be Lio Rush versus Cedric Alexander. Wow.
You are roboting out.
Oh no. I mean, I'm trying to watch I'm watching the frame rate on
You have been roboting out for most of this conversation.
Damn it. I only have...
I can remove the video.
Yeah, go ahead and... We're gonna flip some knobs here.
Need be.
Yeah, go ahead. We're gonna flip some knobs here.
Oh, do I get to... Ooh, guys, I am back with you guys for another 205 Live. I'm sorry, I have not done this for like 2-3 weeks. I'm super excited.
I mean, you're not wrong to be excited.
As Rob I'm here for my Wrestle Boys. As Rob stated, we go into the Tozawa and Kendrick versus Gulak and Gallagher. Actually start out this match.
Uh-oh. We are losing the hippie. Uh-oh. I can't stop it. Do me a favor. Because we've already gone to thumb. Go on ahead and we're gonna have to lose the hippie. I'm sorry. I don't want to. I didn't want to. Not like this. Not like this. Not like this. Damn it. That's the price you pay for cheap equipment, I suppose. But I love my rig. Something fierce. On this show, we hold a lot of affection for those things that we have currently, and what I'm going to try and do here, what I'm going to attempt on this next part is I'm going to try and get our dear friend Sierra back. I believe she thought she was doing the show by herself, that I had stepped out. But as far as I can tell, it was just her connection with me that was in question. I can't get my... Hang on. We might have to do this on the phone for a second. Hey, I don't have you on right now.
Oh, I hope this works.
I mean, this is what you're looking at right here.
Hello?
Can you not see me?
Hello? Hello? Guten Tag.
Hello?
What? again. No, stop it. Oh, I'm gonna kill this murder bot.
That's the show.
Hold up, wait a minute. Can't hear you. Now I can hear you.
I'm glad you can hear me. You can't see me, though. You know why you can't see me?
I see a hubby.
Yeah, because you're not on my computer. You're on my phone.
I can tell by the grainy video quality.
This is what we get, folks. I'm gonna try and bring her back. I'm gonna try and do a video, an audio call. So hang on. Okay. So while we continue sorting out the audio visual problems, we get a backstage prior to the match with Drew Gulak and gentleman Jack Gallagher, who enter the ring together. We get a backstage interview with Akira Tozawa and the Brian Kendrick. Neither, when asked, you guys were better rivals, how are you going to handle being a tag team? Akira Tozawa kind of gives a non-answer in the fact that he doesn't actually say anything, and then he turns around and just walks away. And then we get Brian Kendrick, who goes, stalling tactic, walks away. So both men enter the ring kind of together. And it's at this point where both men go down to the ring, and I am going to try and get the hippie back here. I'm still trying to get her back because, hey, it would not be a show about the Wrestle Boys without my good friend and tag team partner in on this bit. Start a voice call. Let's see if that's a little more tolerable. Like I said, we get the pair making their way down to the ring, and personally, I find that this was actually very good in the way that they approached it. They asked the relevant question of how are these two going to get along when both men were such bitter rivals. So asking that question early on really made me think that, okay, they're intending to maybe go with a true face turn for Kendrick. We are ringing the hippie, who hopefully answers her phone. Let's hope that works. Phone rings are annoying anyway. It's at this point we actually get the start of the match between Drew Gulak and Brian Kendrick, and Brian Kendrick is immediately then confronted by Jack Gallagher, who is tagged in. This does not appear to be working. No answer. Close. We're going to open that back up and try a video call. Let's see if the video call works. Anyway, the uh-oh. Something went dong. It didn't pop up on my computer, just on phone. Ouch. With that, we get a start of a very that is definitely my heavy metal hippie. I'm gonna cut that off. Go to here. It was saying that there was a phone call from her. I think my phone is under a pile of blankets. Call back, baby, come back, because we got a lot of wrestling to get through here this evening. Next, like I said, this was a physical match for the very early going with fluid tags between Kendrick and fluid tags between Gallagher and Gulak. Hopefully we'll get the heavy metal hippie in here to talk about a few of the finer points that she may have enjoyed in this contest, whereas yours truly, I mean, it wasn't that it was bad, or even that I didn't care, because I kind of actually did, in the sense that this was a very hard-hitting affair, and with Kendrick being the dominated for quite some time. Saying connecting. Let's see if we've got a heavy metal hippie in the house. Now it's saying numbers. I'm hoping we got a hippie. Do we have the heavy metal hippie?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. And now the chat can hear you. Because you were roboting very hard there while trying to talk about the opening of 205 Live. And I've switched you to thumb for this right now, so let's see if that helps us. Uh-oh, did we... I think we may have lost her again. Nope, I can hear you.
I turned because you were roboting very badly.
Okay, is this any better?
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, I can kind of... and I'm guessing you also have the stream up.
You are taxing a very sketchy Wi-Fi.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I wasn't expecting that you would. I wasn't expecting that you would be but watching the stream, but it is what we have. Currently,
you keep roboting.
God damn it. I wanted our first show back together to be so epic.
Screw technology.
Yeah, very much. Right in its USB port.
We'll just make do with what we got.
Go for it.
We'll just Okay, are we starting back with our opening match?
Mm-hmm. Go.
Okay, cool. As I was saying before I got call failed, thanks for hanging up on me, buddy. I know that I left you high and dry for 2 weeks, but you didn't have to be so vengeful.
Hey. It wasn't my fault you were a
I'm
still
sorry.
frame and I was getting no audio here.
I thought this was just payback for the fact that I left you high and dry for like 2 weeks.
No, I would not do that to my tag team partner. I know that it wasn't your fault.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
I
Moving
know.
on.
Let's go.
Let's just start from the very beginning. Gallagher and Kendrick start off this match, to which Kendrick quickly deposits Gulak off of the apron onto ringside. And while Kendrick is the legal man in the ring, he manages to get the best of Gallagher before tagging in Tozawa, who hits a senton and multiple chops upon entry. We see Tozawa and Kendrick control this portion of the match with tag team offense, and even manage to control Gulak when he tags into the ring. Unfortunately, Kendrick takes a boot from Gallagher from the apron, signaling the shift in momentum, allowing the heels to take control. The heels cut off Brian Kendrick from Akira Tozawa. We see Gulak hit a clothesline, and Gallagher follows up using various submission holds to keep Kendrick down. In return to the Faces' tag team offense earlier in the match, the heels now get their own tag offense in until Tozawa is finally able to tag in, hitting Gallagher with a backdrop, then gets a flurry of moves followed by a missile dropkick. Wow, I went straight to the ending. But in the end, Tozawa goes for an octopus submission.
Yeah, I was going to say there was actually a really cool moment where I think Gallagher was going after Tozawa. He was going to come at Tozawa, and Tozawa kind of just did that head flinch, like, what? And Gallagher was like, oh wait, no, what? Kind of recoiled a little bit, and it was like, that's great, love it. And yes, to continue on with the line of thinking of my tag team partner, the ending comes when Akira Tozawa has Drew Gulak in what they call the Iron Octopus submission. Jack Gallagher tries to get in there to break it up, and Brian Kendrick intercepts him, only for Gallagher to break out of whatever headlock submission, I guess, that Kendrick was going for, and toss him into his tag team partner, thus breaking the hold, and causing an argument between the pair before Tozawa is rolled up by Gulak for the 1-2-3. Yeah, this match was okay. Wasn't a bad opening. Your thoughts?
So no, it was a good opening. This match was weird because had it not been for the miscommunication at the very end with the faces would have taken this.
Oh yeah. Very, very much so.
Moving on to a face, I don't know if I want to win anymore. Should we move into the weigh-in?
Oh yeah, we get the weigh-in between Buddy Murphy and Mustafa Ali earlier in the day, is what we're talking about.
Look, okay, seriously, every time I see Buddy Murphy step on a scale, I worry that he's not gonna make weight. Also, those are not accurate.
Oh yeah, no, I don't like those. Personally,
you have to make sure that is zeroed.
Yeah, and here's the thing.
Sorry, go
I
ahead.
think that in this case, they almost wanted to make it like, because very much Brock Lesnar being preparing to fight in the UFC, and their talks of combat sports having come up in the recent past. I think they thought, okay, here's a good time to take a staple of that genre and use it here, and it won't be out of place because 205 Live has weigh-ins.
Well, so they've used the weigh-in before in storylines.
Yeah.
Buddy Murphy couldn't make weigh-in during his first challenge against the Cruiserweight Championship. And the weigh-in is very typical for the Cruiserweight division because, again, they do have to be under 205 pounds. That's something they've got to do every week before they perform. I think it's cool that, yes, they did tie it in to the storyline even more because they had the altercation at the end, which is something you see more in combat sports.
Yeah, and like I said,
wow, I just circled around back to your idea.
Yeah, I was gonna say here. That's the thing. It's very much that I can't remember the last time I saw a vignette or a video or anything concerning the weigh-in, which is why I said it the way I said it, was because it hasn't been brought up in a little while. So maybe either A, they're going to start showing it more, or B, they were using it like the combat sports do as a bit more of a hype engine. And I would like that more than
because in combat sports, that's like one of the few times you see your competitor prior to the match.
That's true.
Unlike WWE, where they're traveling constantly together, they see each other every week in the backstage area.
Yep. We get a backstage interview with the best kept secret in the cruiserweights, Buddy Murphy.
He's not the best kept secret anymore. He's a freaking champion. He's not a secret. He has the belt. Sorry, I got a little heated about that one.
Well, I actually have a bit
but basically, I know I'm still inspired.
Yeah, go
I
for
love
it.
my Wrestle Boys.
Yep.
But basically what he says is that this match isn't 205 Live's opportunity to steal the show. This match is Murphy's opportunity to prove that he is the best. Because let's face it, this match is stealing the show.
Oh yeah, there's very little.
Although, with Bryan winning the title, I've always wanted to see Brock and Bryan, and we'll finally get to see that offense that he talked about at Total Bellas.
Yeah. As far as
should we move on to this squash match?
I mean, it is exactly what we just
said.
Did
you want to add something?
I was gonna say, we'll talk about Survivor Series on tomorrow's show. Tune in. We're doing a Survivor Series and NXT.
Can we talk about War Games instead?
We're gonna be doing both.
Can we just talk about War Games?
I would love to talk about just.
Can we
War
just
Games,
talk about War Games?
But we have to talk. We have to talk both. Damn it! I didn't spend the minutes it took to make the layout that or to get the screenshots that I got for Survivor Series to not have that discussion then. And we will have an awesome show for you tomorrow when we do the NXT War Games and the Survivor Series preview and predictions. This match was, however, the Lucha House Party. Yeah. Lucha House Party minus Grand Metalik, who is at home with his recovering wife who just had their baby. So, yay.
Metalik.
Yep. Metalik is a papa again for like the third time, apparently. And they're facing off against a pair of enhancement talents. They had names I just didn't get.
Mike Carmen, or Mike Karma, and Craig Kiesman.
And I mean,
that's the only note I took for this match.
I mean, these are two random jobbers. It doesn't their names don't matter. I did like, however, the one thing that I remember about this match, and if I can not get destroyed by my cat here, the one thing that I do remember strictly about this match was the fact that the jobbers actually had character in the match. This wasn't like your typical jobber match where they come in and they just look dressed up and then they try and act towards that affectation of their ring gear. No, these guys were like, no lucha, none of this. Like, okay, you want to tell a story
no
here.
lucha, no lucha.
You want to be the heels in this thing. Good for you guys. You're not going anywhere else. So,
Look,
commentary.
I'm convinced that I think it was Mike Karma. I'm convinced he was over 205.
He probably was. I wouldn't doubt it. But then again, the
He
Lucha
was
House
pushing revival weight.
Yeah. Speaking of the revival, the commentary team mentions the fact that the Lucha House Party, that is Grand Metalik, Kalisto, and Lince Dorado, will all be on the Survivor Series tag team as part of the pre-show. There was
Now we get into the whole point of this match.
yeah. The, the the Lucha House Party win this match, obviously, and Lince Dorado scoring the
But
pinfall
wait.
victory with a
Oh, go
fucking
ahead. Sorry, I was gonna.
yeah, with a beautiful shooting star press. It was very nice.
Okay, are you done with the match? Because I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. But wait, the first lady of the WWE shows up on the Titantron. We have been Canellis once again. Actually delivers quite a sarcastic promo, basically stating that the only reason that her husband Mike Kanellis did not come down this week to make an exam is because they were not at full capacity. Again, that being Grand Metalik, congrats on the baby, and that TJP would be facing Grand Metalik next week.
Mm-hmm.
I love Maria.
Oh yeah, this was the perfect. I'm a heel, boo on you kind of promo, and it was very very well done. Okay, let's talk about how this main event changed my view on Lio Rush.
My face, but I just got the biggest wow face.
Yeah. Okay, so the match is Cedric Alexander versus Lio Rush, and there was early on it was very much that cocky Lio Rush. I'm so much better than you. I'm giving you the opportunity to be in the ring with me. And when Cedric showed, bitch, you better sit up, take notice, and pay attention because I'm not one of these smaller guys who can't. And the fucking drop kick he leveled right on Lio Rush's chin in the first like minute and a half of this match was so hard. I was convinced Lio Rush was missing teeth.
Oh yeah, that was loud.
It was loud and impactful, and he sold it. But wow.
I mean, I know you in particular have had issues getting on the Lio Rush train. I'm not on that train simply because I'm not a fan of him, but I do appreciate what he does, and that's get a reaction out of people.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to give
you
him,
pointed out the drop kick. I want to talk about. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if I had to give him anything, I'd give him the nickname Enzo 2.0, just a little better.
No. We've already made that establishment. We're not going back to that establishment. Do not bring that name onto this podcast.
Don't shoot the messenger.
I will shoot the messenger. That's no fun. You pointed out the very loud drop kick that Alexander hit. The rope hung Hurricane Rana.
Oh.
Before that.
That was very good.
Or two shit. Shit.
There was also it almost it was. I think that's what you're talking about when he did the Hurricane Run and deposited Lio Rush right into the middle turnbuckle. It looked brutal, and then followed it up with like this almost like a, instead of having Rush on the bottom of the apron and then being on the outside, he was on the apron where uh, Rush was on the inside of the ring and does kind of a drive-by before attempting to climb in the ring, and I guess he was going to go
Wait,
for that DDT, and Leo Rush sees him coming and hits him with a super kick. It was
you keep cutting in and out.
it were very good.
Okay, so I didn't hear any of that. Are you talking about the basement drop kick in the corner that he followed up with a super kick?
Yeah. That's what I
Okay.
was saying.
So let's move on from the basement drop kick in the corner, followed up by that super kick, as Alexander tried to re-enter the ring. Did you talk about the suicide dive and then the running drop kick ringside that he then throws Cedric into the steel steps?
I was gonna let you have that
This
one.
got violent.
Oh yeah, this was an absolute.
I didn't know where you stopped.
That's okay. This was an absolute slobber knocker, as Jr. would say. This had a lot of. At first, Leo Rush just trying to escape this match, with trying to get the count out victory.
Oh yeah,
by
I mean,
leaving him on the outside, and then it really kicked up into another gear. You have some.
it did kick up into another gear, but first it had to slow down. Right? Right?
Yeah.
Did I fuck up my notes? Because
Nope.
Rush really did slow down the match with that rear naked chokehold, rest hold.
Yeah.
To which the commentators even said, that's not a smart idea. You're gonna let Cedric Alexander recover, and he did. And was able to fight his way out of that.
Yeah. I very much liked the added arrogance by Leo Rush, where I think he was trying to sell that he was, instead of just using the full rear naked choke with the legs around the torso, that while he still had Cedric on the mat, he was just going to let him go out of the chokehold and just sit there and kind of pose and flex and use his legs to squish Alexander's ribs, and Alexander recovers. Gets a second win, hits the neuralizer for a near fall, and then straight into a flatliner for a near fall. It was just wow.
Did you? Okay, so you skipped ahead of another spot so not one of the spots, a spot that was consistent that I liked throughout this match was the fact that Rush was able to evade the lumbar check multiple times. First one coming during Alexander's his second win, when he gets the corner kick and the springboard crossbody, and then tries to hit the lumbar check, only for Rush to flip out, and then ends up hitting a handspring enziguri. And that's at that point he hits the flatliner from the ropes onto Rush. Okay, I was just trying to figure out where I was.
No problem. Tell me this: the fuck was that stunner? He almost did like this mid
When
bottom.
after the super kick?
Yeah, the ending sequences was very all high impact, and Leo Rush hit this like.
Look,
Go ahead.
I know what you're talking about. First of all, Leo Rush, you cannot discredit the athleticism that man has. What you're thinking of, I think, was some kind of creative take on a spinning kill switch.
It was very visually impressive. And
it was gorgeous.
Oh yeah, I think what was even better was when Alexander, right towards the end, attempted to hit a Spanish fly, and Lio Rush flipped it on him and ended up hitting him with the Spanish fly instead. Transitioning, trying to go for the final hour. Alexander rolls out of the way, throws him into the ropes, Spanish fly, transitioning into the lumbar check. 1, 2, 3. Lio Rush's undefeated streak comes to an end at the hands of Cedric Alexander. I really feel like this is building towards a triple threat, and then Mustafa Ali versus Cedric Alexander with the roles reversed.
Cedric Alexander. That's all I heard.
Yeah. I particularly hate my computer, but I love it because it's still broadcasting to.
We apologize for guys. We're trying here. It's obviously not the best choice of action for us, but it'll have to do for the moment. The issue is that I hear bits and pieces of what you're saying, and then I don't hear you for 30 seconds, and I assume that you've quit talking, and then I'll start talking, and then that's when I hear you again.
Yeah, I am distinctly picking up my own echo. I am very much distinctly picking up my own echo. Because...
it's not that it's an echo, it's that I hear you robot out, and then you're quiet for like 30 seconds.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie and say I've been entirely silent because you know me, I can't. Why don't you go on ahead and talk about the Mustafa...
That's why I'm so terrified.
I was going to say, why don't you go on ahead and talk about the Mustafa Ali promo?
I got one sentence for you. Mustafa Ali says that he will show Buddy Murphy what it means to be a champion on Sunday. And with that promo, I don't know. Okay, so I am so torn between the Cruiserweight match. I want Ali to win because he has been my number one since day one. I want Buddy Murphy to retain because he's such a...
Yeah. He is absolutely phenomenal.
We need a wild card.
We
need a wild...
I wish I could give you one. But I cannot.
I don't know how we're going to get through NXT like this.
Oh, it's going to be insane. We'll figure it out. Speaking of NXT, I have transitioned to our new set.
Real quick.
Say again?
Okay, you started up. I'm going to do quick.
Yeah, hang on.
You start talking NXT. I'm going to try to tinker with my...
All right. I am trying to get away from what I have as far as a setup for our Facebook call, because that's what we're using currently, because, hey, it works. The fact of the matter is with the start of NXT, we get one of the women that I absolutely do not like. Like, there's nothing about her character that I care about, and that is Bianca Belair versus Mia Yim. I was super hoping that this was going to be a shocker, and in a sense, it kind of was. It just wasn't the shocker that I was hoping for. I've also lost my notes. Damn it. My notes have gone. My notes have abandoned me. Oh, woe is me. I don't have a hippie. I don't have anything. I have a idea. This is a very bad idea. but I may end up playing your audio through my phone because my microphone is very good, but my computer is not very good apparently. Am I still roboting? Am I still a robot? Well, since my good friend Sierra is not answering me, I will continue on. There was a lot of physicality in this, a good bit of disrespect by Bianca Belair to Mia Yim. Some dueling chants of EST and Let's Go Mia. There was a good bit of this match that I just kind of zoned out because while I was watching it and I was trying to take as many notes as I could, I did start out with 205 as opposed to starting out with NXT as I usually do. Hang on. Let's see if we can get the hippie in here. Even if we got to do it janky, we're going to get her in here. Leave the site. To the site must be leaved. Let's turn that off. With Bianca Belair and her whole thing of being undefeated and how she deserves a championship match, I actually disagree. In the fact that very much dependent upon what happens here in the next cycle, in the next couple days, when we go to 205. I'm sorry, from okay. I might have found a solution. I don't know if I found a solution, but we're going to hope we found a solution. Go away, Google. Okay. Start speaking, my friend. Okay. Try that again. We're going to turn... Yes, we can hear you.
I tried to tell you to go on. I was trying to mess with the microphone.
Yeah, I mean,
but
it's my phone apparently works better for this than the desktop, which is weird.
Okay.
But hey, we have a solution, even if it's a bad solution. So I'm gonna flip you over here. Okay, so. Like I was saying, we started out with Mia Yim versus Bianca Belair. And I didn't really like this match.
Look, this was a very rare NXT that I could... Granted, I watched this at 2x speed. I pulled a Rob and watched it 2x speed. But usually NXT really pulls me in, and there was only one match I really care about.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean,
because NXT has this notorious thing for before takeovers and after takeovers to be very full of vignettes and promos.
Oh yeah,
this was no exception.
This was very much one of those kind of shows. We have, like I said, it was a very hard-fought contest between these two women. I believe at the end, Mia Yim was going for her finisher, which I don't know what that is because I didn't watch the Mae Young Classic, but...
I think it's the Eat Defeat.
Yeah, probably. But Bianca Belair transitioned into the uh, K KDO or KTO or whatever you want to call it, her finisher,
Hmm.
and got the pinfall victory.
I mean, which is WWE's version of the Burning Hammer.
Mm, very true. Um,
I mean, look, it was a good opening match between two talented women. Um, I don't. The issue with this is that with Nikki being called up to Maine, supposedly, it really leaves the feud between Nikki and Belair kind of out in the open. Um,
I
I
kind
feel
of
like, honestly, in my opinion, Mia Yim should have probably taken the win with this, but Yim picking up a win would is a booking issue because Belair has the undefeated streak still.
and I think that could have actually helped uh, Mia because while
Mia's
she's,
not gonna take the streak unless it's at Takeover.
I mean, here's my thought process, and this will be kind of a spoiler for my NXT for my Survivor Series predictions. I think the person that's TBA is Nikki Cross. Um, it's either going to be Nikki Cross or it's going to be whoever loses between uh, Baszler and Kyrie Sane, which I'm
Hmm.
saying
They wouldn't send Baszler up to SmackDown,
that's true.
and Sane needs more time on NXT.
Yeah, but keep
Is there another woman that we're not thinking of?
not really that I can think of. Like the names bouncing around inside my head.
I mean,
I
they
mean,
could take one of the Iconics.
the Iconics are kind
But
of a
that's more of a dynamic duo thing.
yeah, are kind of a package deal. Um, the other one that they're saying it could be Mandy Rose.
Yeah, she was a little bitter that Sonya got in, but she also eliminated Sonya from Evolution match.
Yep. Um, but again, we have Belair with this undefeated streak, and it could help somebody like Mia Yim, where Belair's been on the roster for a little longer and has had some decent matches and hasn't lost in the singles competition. And I'm kind of actually over that whole idea in general because so many people have come in and they can say, "No, yeah, I've been undefeated for X amount of time." And again, we have a matchup where this help could have helped somebody. With Leo Rush, it helps reestablish Cedric Alexander and maybe gets him back to that rematch for the Cruiserweight Championship. That
I
he,
think that's just gonna spawn a Cedric Alexander Leo Rush feud.
well, I mean,
Because if you didn't notice, they tried to pull the trigger on Ali Cedric feud, and that one screaming woman in the stands caught on real quick.
I mean, I don't remember what Screaming Woman you're talking about, but I can imagine.
It was two episodes ago.
Yeah. Well, here's my thing on this commentary for 205 Live did bring up the fact that Buddy Murphy owes Cedric Alexander a rematch. This is a
Yeah,
thing,
that's. Go ahead.
and that because his head wasn't in the right place, he's not giving it to uh, Cedric yet. And with this win over somebody who has a winning streak under his belt, it kind of maybe says, "Hey, no, yeah, I'm back in form." And likewise with Bianca Belair and Mia Yim, we know Mia's good, but having her beat Bianca Belair in a tight match could have been the deciding factor on putting her in line. You know,
I think we're focusing way too hard on one thing Not being those streaks. I think we need to come off the streaks. We need to put a pin in it.
Dink.
Because I feel like if we start comparing streaks, we're gonna be here for a while.
And I haven't got that kind of time.
Let's move on to this beautiful little babyface team with the longest reigning champion in the WWE, Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne, Ricochet, and
amazing.
Thank you. And War Raiders are all backstage, and they are approached by Dasha Fuentes. Dasha asks the question, okay, since we already know Kyle O'Reilly from the Undisputed Era is going to be in the match to decide who secures the War Games advantage, who are you guys going to send? And Ricochet
Hanson just yells out, "I'll do it."
I loved how this whole was set up. It was like Ricochet's like, you know what? I'm the North American champion. I really want to do this first. Let me get in there. I can take him apart. Pete Dunne's like, no. We need somebody who's proven. I've been champion for 500 plus days. I'm the longest reigning WWE champion of any kind ever. I should be it. And they start bickering back and forth. Hanson's just like, enough! I'll do it. And then
She says, "You heard him."
Just boosh. That argument's done. Loved it. It was beautiful.
Look, I love the four of these guys together. I think it's just playful enough. It's just serious enough. They know when to be serious and yell at each other, and they know when to be these cute little cheesy little shits.
Yep. It was great.
God, can we talk about the NXT loud songs for this takeover? Because I am all over it. Bring Me the Horizon with The Wonderful Life, Motionless in White with Voices, Nina Strauss with Mariana's Trench.
Oh.
This is a dope. This is a dope soundtrack for takeover.
Just all of the metal.
Yes.
None of this corny rap pop bullshit. Let's get the metal.
Thank you, NXT, for doing this right.
The metal. I feel like 3 Inches of Blood should be playing right now.
Oh, this is just a dragon knockout.
Let's do this. Moving on. When I lost you, Sierra, I also lost my notes.
Oh, Jesus.
They're gone.
I think next we had the Aleister Black, Johnny Gargano hype vignette.
Oh yeah, and again, I was gonna say this is your standard fare for a takeover. I very much can't wait to see these two in the ring. I feel like this is gonna steal the show.
Yeah, this is gonna be one of the matches. Just Jesus Christ, you realize what match Aleister Black was in at the last TakeOver War Games? It was Black versus Dream.
Oh yeah.
And that was match of the year, and it had one of the most iconic segments in it, and it had nothing to do with wrestling. It was the two of them making fun of each other's poses.
Yep.
Best thing I'd seen in a long time, and we're gonna get this. We're gonna get Aleister Black versus Johnny Gargano. I mean, this is gonna be amazing. The video replayed Gargano's heel turn, and then with Aleister responding. Oh my God.
Yeah,
this is gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be great. I think that we also got at this point.
Callie interviewing Matt Riddle in his debut.
Oh God. I didn't. Okay, I guess it's just me, but I need to watch. I need to see him. I want to see him in the ring with Cassius Ohno, who comes in.
It's gonna be amazing.
Oh yeah,
I'm
because
so hyped for this.
I mean, Cassius Ohno is good, and if Matt Riddle is as good as you say, because I still haven't watched any of his work. Yeah, I'm getting horrified looks, I'm sure. um, uh, then this is going to be a phenomenal match between the two, and especially with Cassius Ohno's recent heel turn. He's been very, very good.
This has just been the oddest build.
Yeah, I mean,
because Jesus, they are telegraphing the hell out of this that Cassius Ohno is losing.
Well,
especially because he brings up the fact that he loses to everybody new.
I was gonna say, here's the thing. That could be a red herring.
No. If you want to vote Cassius Ohno, I will take that easy point.
I didn't say I was. I just said it could be.
Oh, also,
because
Matt Riddle is every stoner in America.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's why he irritates me so much. It's like, I remember those days in a very
that's
general.
That's why I love him so much.
In a very general sense of I know people like that, and I don't do that anymore. So I don't hate on anybody who does, but
I sure hope not.
But I, as a wonderful person, thank my husband because he got me a little bit of tea, and I also realized that this match, like, if he is very much like face Bobby Lashley, where he'll come out, he's all jovial and smiles, but as soon as he gets in the ring and the bell and the bell goes, he's all business and he'll beat the shit out of you.
Just trust me, you are not going to see Matt Riddle coming.
I hope not. I want to be pleasantly surprised.
When you watch this match, I want you to go in with completely open mind, completely open eyes, completely open heart, and I guarantee you, Matt Riddle will steal all three of them. Tell your hubby I'm sorry.
He doesn't have a beard. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have certain
Evans versus Carissa Rivera,
who was sporting some rather interesting gear and apparently is like
looks a lot like
I want to say
it was very Trish Stratus.
I was gonna say very. I actually got a lot of Native American vibe out of it, almost Tatanka.
And I got a lot of Trish Stratus.
Yeah, I could see that. But this is Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans wins. Cuts a post-match promo calling out the women's roster. Again,
all them classless nasties.
I don't like Lacey Evans. I don't like her gimmick.
Look, so, you know what?
Well documented.
I've really come to understand where you're going with this. I now think that I'm in full agreement with you. The 1920s cosplay gimmick, 1940s cosplay gimmick, it's definitely a handicap.
Yeah.
That being said, I was reading online another review, and they brought up the fact, Lacey Evans is a previous Marine.
Yeah.
And actually, at the live shows last year, she was teaming with the Forgotten Sons. And that seemed like it was going to go somewhere. I think that they should just let her be a Marine and let her team with the Forgotten Sons, and that will enhance both their acts.
Have her come out in her own vest and very much in that same attire. I could see it, and I would buy it, and I would love it.
Well, she was part of the Marine Corps SWAT team, which is basically the SWAT team.
Again, I'm on board with this. I am not against it. I want to see her come out.
My eyes have been opened.
I want to see her come out in that leather vest, and those boots, and those trunks, and that same sort of edge.
But that god awful music.
Yeah, no, that can go straight in the garbage.
Can go right back where it came from.
Into the fire with thee. Wah.
After this, we got a Tommaso Ciampa and Velveteen Dream vignette.
Oh God,
You can't sell me anymore on this match. You can't sell me on any more of these matches.
You can't sell me on something I've already bought. Damn it!
I bought it many years ago.
You already have my money. I have nothing more to give you.
You really don't. I have nothing more to give, and I have so much in my wish list.
Yeah.
My wish list is 3 pages long on the WWE shop. I still want that shield blanket.
When you said wish, just to break the fourth wall here for a minute, when she said wish, I thought of wish.com, and I'm kind of mad at them because my package that I bought for the husband for Christmas is supposed to be getting here on December 7th, and it flew into San Diego like days ago. The flight...
Wish.com is very slow.
Yeah.
Expect it to not get there for a month. And so I don't shop with Wish. Moving on.
We got...
Percy hypes up the... Oh, yeah. So... You know what? Screw that hype up. Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler video package. Lots of video packages tonight.
Yeah, that's basically what they're doing.
I mean, but the interesting thing is that this video focused on Jessamyn Duke and Marina Shafir when they interviewed during the last title match. Interfered, not interviewed.
Oh. There was also something very, very wonderful about this vignette that set it apart in my mind. Can you guess?
How much of a hype boy are you for Kairi? You're pretty hyped up on Kairi.
Mm-hmm.
No, go ahead and tell me.
It was the fact that Kairi actually got to fucking talk.
Oh yeah, because she said she lost and her treasure box is now empty.
She like, for the majority of this, every time that, you know...
They've been letting Kairi talk.
And they did, and I was happy about it.
They let her talk before Evolution, they let her talk at Evolution.
Yeah.
I think this is so funny because okay, aside from Nikki Cross, who is your favorite female wrestler on NXT?
On NXT.
And I might look stupid because I really thought it was Kairi.
Oh, it is in the sense that my favorite babyface, I'd have to say, is currently Kairi Sane.
I don't want a favorite babyface. I want a favorite. I know who my number one is.
Hang on. I'm gonna do you a favor. I don't know if you could read that.
God, I have to pull back up to the messenger. I'll be right there.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize you weren't on the messenger.
I'm not going to hear you for 2 seconds.
That's fine. My favorite...
I can't read that.
It says Lita or bust.
That's cute, but that's not NXT.
Yeah, I know. To be honest, if I had to pick a favorite woman wrestler in the NXT locker room right now, I'm going with Kairi Sane. It's not a super hard.
Thank you for not making me feel terribly stupid.
It's not a super hard choice in my opinion, but I have been coming around on Shayna Baszler. Shayna is amazing.
I'm a Shayna two-time. I have found so many Shayna fans. I am so happy.
I'm glad.
Okay, we need to move on because we have gone into the gutter.
I mean...
What time is it? Jesus Christ.
It is 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. We've been here for an hour.
Moving on.
Yeah. Is this the main event?
Yes, Hanson versus Kyle O'Reilly for the man advantage at TakeOver War Games match.
This was fucking beautiful. This match was a quintessential little man versus big man, and Kyle telling the story of beating on Hanson's left knee the whole match.
Holy shit.
Just The vicious chop blocks, the horribly painful looking knee kicks, and the drop kicks, and the knee bars. I mean, Kyle O'Reilly is an MMA technical wizard and stepped into the ring with somebody who outweighs him by maybe more than 3 times his own current body weight.
I mean, at the beginning of this match, it really seemed like Kyle was trying to trap down a tree, but Hansen just absorbed all those strikes and very Braun Strowman style no-sold them.
Yeah. It was mostly the strikes that he, like, if he got chopped on the chest or struck in the gut or hit on the face, it really didn't faze him. That knee though.
Although Nigel McGuinness did note that while they didn't seem to have an effect in the match today, it doesn't mean that it's not going to play in on Sunday.
Oh yeah, and then it eventually did. Because, cumulative damage. And
God damn! Oh, I never want to get the dragon screw applied.
Ooh, nope.
Never.
I'm good.
And especially not by O'Reilly.
I've been in a few knee bars. They're not fun. As soon as
how many times did we see the dragon screw?
At least twice.
Quite a few.
Yeah. Towards the end of this match, with Kyle O'Reilly seeming to be on the verge of winning, or on the verge of losing, rather, because Hansen starts ascending the ropes, we get Adam Cole, baby, coming down to the ring to tell Hansen off. And
he starts screaming at Hansen.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Starts screaming at Hansen. This then allows Kyle O'Reilly to regain his footing. It's at this point the other War Raider, Rowe, comes down. Thank you. Comes down to assist. And
demolish
just
Adam Cole.
Absolutely destroys Adam Cole on the outside. This then prompts the rest of Undisputed Era to come down and wreck Rose Day. The brawl,
which then announced Pete Dunne's arrival.
Yeah, the brawl heightens and adds the Bruiserweight, who starts working on Adam Cole's arm, wrist, and hand.
I can't.
Oh, it's beautiful. And then fucking Ricochet Outa got him nowhere.
It's the Top Con Hilo.
Yep, just over the top of the referee. Just like the referee's busy shouting at them leaning over the top rope, and he just Floor!
But with all of this distraction, this allows Kyle O'Reilly to nail Hansen with the title belt for the pinfall victory.
Yep. Hits him with the NXT Tag Team Championship belt. And then barely rolls the big man over, hooks the leg for the 1, 2, 3. The Undisputed Era flee up the ramp and look upon their carnage as they go into the back, having secured the advantage.
I mean, there was nothing. I don't want to say there was nothing special or unique about this match, but everything was simple and effective in the build to War Games. Of course, the babyfaces never get the advantage in these types of match. Again, that's because they're babyfaces. They can pull that sympathy card out. So it was kind of you could already tell that Undisputed Era was going to get that advantage. But with that being said, this match was solid from beginning to end. Jesus Christ. Look, if Undisputed Era ever breaks up, I hope Kyle O'Reilly becomes a singles competitor,
because he might be a better singles competitor than he is a tag team competitor, and he is an amazing tag team competitor.
I was gonna say him and Bobby Fish just they are who they are. They are known for what they're known for, and I never want to see them apart. Get away from Undisputed Era, maybe. Be broken up entirely, no thank you. Um, but that's another thought for another day. Want to thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share all those wonderful things down below. Hit the bell for the notifications. Follow the show on Twitter at InMoshPit, which has been scrolling across the bottom of the show the entire time. Please follow my good friend Sierra at Heavy Metal Hippie. Maybe we can get some tips sent to my Twitter at Rob's Random Realms on how to fix this problem that we're having. And we will see you all tomorrow night for the NXT TakeOver War Games and Survivor Series preview and predictions. Later.
Bye.
Oh, that's not good.